She humiliated me online, so I used her own social media against her. When your girlfriend turns your breakup into a viral nightmare, you don't fight her, you outsmart her. That thought didn't exist in my mind the morning I woke up to over 300 notifications lighting up my phone like a burning city skyline. At first, I thought something had happened to my building, an earthquake. Maybe. Then I saw the words on my lock screen. Cheater. Abuser. Loser. Every message felt like a brick through glass. I was 23, a digital marketing intern in Seattle trying to keep rent paid and caffeine in my veins. 2 weeks earlier, I'd been in love, or at least something close to it, with Avery Lane, the golden lit lifestyle influencer who could make a cup of coffee look like a miracle. She had almost 1 million followers, a voice soft as foam, and the kind of smile that made you forget she was constantly filming herself. I unlocked my phone. The first video autoplayed before I could stop it. "Hey guys," Avery whispered between trembling breaths. "This is really hard for me, but I need to tell you the truth about Ethan Cole." My name, echoing through her soft-lit apartment, hit harder than any slap. She looked perfect, puffy-eyed but radiant, wearing my hoodie for extra pity points. In the next 5 minutes, she cried, paused dramatically, and told the world I'd emotionally manipulated her, gaslit her, and cheated with multiple women. Every sentence was a lie. Every tear was perfectly timed. By noon, the clip had 3 million views and its own hashtag, #AveryDeservesBetter. My boss called around too. His voice was gentle, the way you talk to someone standing on a ledge. "Ethan, we think it's best if you take some time off. The company can't have negative PR right now." Translation: "You're fired, kid." I tried to defend myself, but the HR manager had already forwarded me a copy of my termination email. Pending review, no salary, no reputation, no chance. By evening, friends stopped replying. My best friend nudged friend up. Nate texted, "Bro, this is bad, maybe lay low." Lay low? As if you could hide from the internet. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the dark scrolling through comments under Avery's video. "He deserves to lose everything. Typical manipulative guy. So proud of you, girl. Stay strong." I wanted to scream at every profile picture. Instead, I just watched the numbers rise. 2 days later, a journalist DM'd me asking for my side of the story. I almost replied but the moment I typed, "she's lying," I realized how it would look. A man defending himself online against a crying influencer? The algorithm had already chosen its villain, so I vanished, deleted my Instagram, locked my LinkedIn, moved out of the apartment we'd shared. My name was Digital Poison. The world saw Avery as a survivor. I saw her as a person who turned my private heartbreak into her career boost. Because her follower count exploded overnight, brands flooded her inbox. She posted tearful, healing journey reels with piano music. Within a week, she had a new sponsorship with a skincare line called Pure Glow. And then one night, while hate scrolling her page, I noticed something. A tiny mistake. In a story she'd posted about self-care after trauma, the mirror behind her showed a man's reflection. Not me. Different build, darker hair, wearing her robe. She deleted it within minutes, but I'd already screenshotted it. The internet worships perfection. Perfection cracks. For weeks, I stayed quiet, half alive. Rent money ran out. I took odd freelance jobs under aliases, building ad campaigns, ghost running small accounts, anything that didn't require my name. And every night, I watched Avery. That's the thing about social media. People show you everything if you just pay attention. I knew her upload schedule, the fake candids she shot twice, even the bars she visited from the reflection in her sunglasses. She lived online, so that's where I'd make her fall. The decision came quietly one rain-heavy evening. I was sitting in my tiny sublease, laptop open, her latest Moving On vlog playing on mute. She talked about choosing peace while sipping from a mug I'd bought her. The hypocrisy was so loud it almost drowned out my heartbeat. I opened a new folder on my desktop, named it Project Reversal. Inside, I started dragging screenshots, timestamps, inconsistencies, the deleted mirror photo, evidence, patterns. I wasn't sure what the plan was yet, only that I wasn't done. The internet had canceled me once. Now it was my turn to cancel back methodically, digitally, and beautifully. When I created the folder, Project Reversal, it felt like dropping a match into gasoline. It didn't explode right away. It just burned slow, quiet, deliberate. For weeks, my life narrowed to 2 screens. One showing Avery's flawless world, the other showing the code beneath it. I treated her like a client I had to audit. Hashtags, upload times, story durations, edits. Every pattern told a secret. Avery posted in 3 cycles. Monday, motivation. Wednesday, authentic check-in. Friday, brand plug. Every caption had a theme of healing or strength, but the metadata, what she didn't know most people never looked at, told another story. Each reel was cut on the same editing software I'd once installed for her. The export times were identical, meaning she pre-recorded all those raw emotional moments days in advance. Her sincerity had a schedule. I built spreadsheets, one for sponsors, one for engagement spikes, one for deleted content. By the end of week 1, I knew more about Avery's online life than she did. Through old contacts and marketing, I discovered she'd faked at least 3 sponsorships. She'd tag high-end brands in posts and claim they partnered with her to raise her market value. Then she'd use those screenshots to pitch real deals, a pyramid made of pixels. But data wasn't enough. I needed voices, people who'd worked with her. So I became someone else. Meet Eli Parker, 27, indie photographer from Portland. New Instagram. Fresh email. Stock photos from Unsplash. I DM'd a few of Avery's old collaborators, small creators who'd vanished after partnering with her. One replied first. She owes me $600 for promo. Ghosted after the campaign. Another. She told her followers I plagiarized her captions. Totally ruined me. They didn't know each other, yet their stories aligned like coordinates. Then I found Maya Rivera. Maya used to run a small YouTube channel. Tech reviews, budget lighting, editing tips. 3 years ago, she'd done a collab with Avery. One video, then gone. Her last upload's comments were full of Avery's fans calling her jealous. I reached out as Eli. Hey, I'm doing a piece on influencer burnout. You ever work with Avery Lane? The reply came in minutes. Work with her? Try survive her. We moved the chat to video. She looked wary at first. Dark circles. A quick smile that didn't last. When I finally told her who I really was, she just said, good, about time someone fought back. Together, we built the skeleton of the expose. I'd handle the receipts, timelines, screen captures, metadata. She'd handle narration and context, but we needed something undeniable. Proof that Avery wasn't just faking deals but manipulating her fans. That came one rainy night while I was combing through a backup I'd forgotten existed. The shared drive from our old apartment. A folder labeled B-roll. Inside, dozens of raw video files. Most were harmless. Makeup close-ups, shots of her pouring coffee. Then one file caught my eye. Vlogday7-uncut.mo. It opened with Avery laughing. The camera wasn't rolling for the public. She was talking to her assistant. You know what's hilarious? These people actually think I care. I post one crying selfie and boom, 10,000 new followers. They'll buy anything if you wrap it in trauma. She snorted, sipping her drink. I'll just say he manipulated me again if someone asks. Works every time. I didn't blink through the whole minute. Then I hit replay, twice. That file was the kill shot. Maya's reaction when I sent it. Oh my god, Ethan, this will end her. We spent the next month crafting a narrative tight enough to survive scrutiny. Every claim linked to a source, every clip to metadata. We turned the evidence into a short-form documentary. 10 minutes, punchy, chronological. Maya narrated in a calm voice that made each revelation feel like a scalpel cut. But we needed timing. Revenge, like marketing, depends on release strategy. Avery had a huge brand launch coming up with Pure Glow skincare. She'd been teasing it for weeks. Billboards, live stream countdowns, influencer parties. The launch was scheduled for Friday at noon Pacific. I scheduled our upload for Friday, 11:45 a.m., 15 minutes before she went live. The night before the drop, I barely slept. Every click of my keyboard felt like thunder. I queued posts under different aliases. A Reddit thread titled The Truth About Avery Lane's Healing Brand. A TikTok account ready to post clips from the raw video. A mirrored backup on a cloud server in case she tried to take it down. At 11:40 a.m., I sat in a cafe a few blocks from her event space, laptop open, coffee untouched. The stream counter on Maya's channel ticked from 0 to 100, to 1,000, to 50,000. At 11:45, I hit publish. For 10 seconds, nothing happened. Then my phone buzzed once, twice, then constantly. Notifications multiplied like sparks hitting dry wood. Views exploded. Comments flooded in. Wait, is this real? She actually said that? Bro, this changes everything. By 12:05 p.m., while Avery smiled on stage promoting authentic skincare for authentic souls, her chat feed filled with fire emojis and accusations. Someone shouted from the crowd, "What about the video, Avery?" Her face faltered, just for a second, but cameras caught it. That second was everything. By the time I walked out into the drizzle, Project Reversal was complete. No shouting, no rage, just data, timing, and truth. The same algorithm that once buried me now carried the story for me. And I realized revenge doesn't always need noise. Sometimes it just needs precision. The morning after the upload felt like standing in the eye of a digital storm. When I opened my laptop, the video was already everywhere. Not trending dominating. You couldn't scroll for more than 30 seconds without seeing a clip of Avery's smiling face freeze mid-laugh before cutting to her private quote. They'll buy anything if you wrap it in trauma. Maya's voiceover sliced through the internet like a truth blade. For years, Avery Lane built her brand on vulnerability. But behind the filters, a different story was playing. The comment sections were war zones. Some fans defended her. Most didn't. People dug up old contradictions, half-deleted tweets, recycled captions. By noon, the expose had hit 3 million views. I sat in silence, watching the view count climb. It should have felt euphoric. Instead, it was still. Revenge doesn't come with fireworks, just quiet clarity that the scales finally balanced. At 12:30, I opened Twitter. #AveryExposed trended at #1 in the US. By 1 p.m., #PureGlow dropped a statement. We take integrity seriously. Partnership with Miss Lane is suspended pending review. Her entire brand launch months of curated perfection collapsed in a single sentence. At 2 p.m., Avery went live. I wasn't going to watch, but curiosity won. She appeared on screen in a white hoodie, makeup-free, hair messy classic, I'm just human aesthetic. Guys, I'm so heartbroken right now, she began, voice trembling. That video is so taken out of context. You all know me. I would never. Then the chat flooded faster than she could talk. You literally said it on camera. Context? You called your fans gullible. Girl, stop acting. Her hand shook. The camera tilted. She ended the straight through stream mid-sentence. 5 minutes later, the clip of her meltdown became another meme. The dominoes kept falling. By that night, 3 brands severed contracts. Another creator leaked text showing Avery trying to buy sympathy posts from smaller influencers. Every hour revealed a new lie. Meanwhile, I worked silently behind the curtain, feeding evidence to bigger commentary channels, the ones with millions of subscribers who lived off influencer drama. Each of them framed her story differently, but the message stayed the same. Avery Lane was fake. I didn't send them everything at once. I staggered it. Like a drip feed, let her think the worst was over before the next wave hit. Maya and I watched it unfold over late night calls. Do you ever feel bad? She asked one night. About what? Destroying her. Even if she deserves it, it's a lot. I stared at my screen for a long time. She destroyed me first, I said finally. I'm just rewriting the narrative she created. She didn't argue, just nodded. As Avery's world crumbled, mine slowly rebuilt. I got a small contract managing social media for a local coffee chain. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. I moved into a new apartment with actual sunlight. I even went on a few dates, nothing serious. Just reminders that life existed outside revenge. But I couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't finished yet. Because Avery wasn't quitting. She was adapting. She returned to social media a week later with a new slogan, learning to heal. She posted tearful reflections about cancel culture and online bullying. And to my disbelief, some people actually bought it. She gained sympathy followers. Her numbers started creeping back up. That's when I noticed something strange. Late one night, I was monitoring her analytics through a public tracker site. Her follower count jumped by exactly 10,000 in 1 minute. That's not organic growth, that's artificial inflation. So I dug deeper. Every marketing intern knows about engagement farms, bot networks that inflate likes and comments. A few clicks later, I found one tied directly to her name. A small agency based in Florida listed Influencer Engagement Optimization as a service. Their client roster included AL Lifestyle, Avery Lane. She wasn't just lying to fans, she was lying to brands. The discovery made my heart pound louder than any earlier win. Because this wasn't just moral failure, this was fraud. I compiled proof, invoices, bot activity screenshots, timestamps. Then I built one final package, titled it Authenticity Report. I didn't leak it to the public this time. I sent it privately to her biggest sponsors with one message. You might want to verify your influencer metrics before your next campaign. By morning, it had spread across industry Slack channels. That afternoon, Avery's Instagram went dark. Posts vanished, stories disappeared, profile picture gone. For a second, I thought she'd deactivated herself. Then I saw the notification at the bottom of her page, account suspended for fraudulent activity. It was over. I sat at my desk staring at the empty space where her name used to be trending. No satisfaction left to chase. No noise, just silence. Maya texted me, "You did it. It's done." I replied, "No, the truth did." In the weeks that followed, I lived differently. I worked, walked, cooked, breathed like a man who'd finally surfaced after drowning. Sometimes, I'd get random DMs from people thanking me for exposing influencer fakes. They didn't know it was me, and I liked it that way. Because revenge isn't about fame, it's about freedom. And for the first time in a long time, I was free. You know that strange silence that follows a storm, where everything looks the same but feels completely different? That was my life after Avery's downfall. The internet had moved on as it always does. The hashtags faded, the drama accounts found new scandals to chew on, and the world forgot about the girl who once cried on camera accusing me of things I never did. But I didn't forget. Not because I still hated her, but because I had finally understood the machine she'd built. And the machine I dismantled. And one quiet morning, while I was sipping black coffee in my tiny apartment, my phone buzzed with a name I hadn't seen in months. Avery. For a second, I froze. My thumb hovered over the screen. Part of me wanted to delete the message without reading it. Another part, the one that still carried scars from what she did, wanted to see what excuse she'd found this time. So I opened it. Avery. Ethan, please? I just need to talk. One last time. Not for the cameras. Just us. There was a time when that message would have wrecked me. I'd have replayed it in my head, wondered if I'd done something wrong, if maybe I'd been too harsh. But now, it felt like a message from someone stuck in a version of the past I'd already left behind. Still, I agreed to meet, not for closure, but because I wanted to see if she'd learned anything at all. We met at a small coffee shop downtown, the kind of place she used to say wasn't aesthetic enough for her vlogs. Now she showed up in an oversized hoodie, messy bun, no makeup. The kind of look she used to fake online when she wanted sympathy. When she saw me, her eyes softened like she'd rehearsed the expression in front of a mirror. "Ethan," she whispered, "you look good." I didn't reply, just nodded, sat down. There was this awkward silence, broken only by the hiss of the espresso machine behind the counter. Finally, she sighed. "I know you hate me," she said, voice trembling. "I know I messed up. I wasn't thinking straight back then. I felt like you were pulling away in the breakup. It scared me. I didn't know what to do." I stared at her. Not with anger, but with clarity. Because now I could see every manipulation layered beneath her words. "You did know what to do," I said quietly. "You knew exactly what you were doing when you hit upload. You built a career out of controlling the narrative. You didn't panic, you strategized." Her lips trembled. "I was trying to survive in a world that rewards drama. You think I didn't feel guilty? Every day I did. But the followers, the sponsors, it all moved so fast." "You could have stopped," I said. "You could have told the truth." Tears slid down her face, mascara smudging even though she wasn't wearing much. I thought you'd understand. I did it for love, Ethan. For us. I thought if I made you look like the villain, people would pity me. And then maybe we could fix it later. I almost laughed. That was Avery, turning pain into performance. Even her apology sounded like a script. You ruined me online, I said finally. My voice didn't rise. It didn't need to. I lost everything because of you. My job, my friend, my name. You used your screen to burn me alive. She opened her mouth to speak, but I stood up before she could. Then I leaned forward just enough for her to hear me. I didn't ruin you, I said softly. I just returned the algorithm. Her eyes widened, a flash of recognition, maybe fear. She knew exactly what that meant. And then I walked away. No dramatic exit, no shouting, no goodbye. Just the quiet click of the door as I stepped back into the world she once made me fear. Weeks passed. Her name started fading from headlines. Her followers trickled away like sand through fingers. Her sponsorships vanished one by one. The last I saw of her was a clip someone sent me. Avery sitting in her car filming yet another apology video. I'm taking a break from social media, she said between sobs. I just need time to heal, to rediscover myself. The comment section wasn't kind. People weren't buying it anymore. Every lie she'd told had been archived, stitched into compilations, dissected by commentary channels. Avery Chase had become the cautionary tale of the influencer world, the girl who cried victim one time too many. Me, I started rebuilding. Slowly, quietly. I took freelance gigs again, social media consulting, content strategy, helping small creators navigate the same platforms that once destroyed me. I figured if I could weaponize the internet once, I could also help people survive it. One day, I got invited to speak at a digital ethics conference in Austin. The topic? Authenticity in the age of algorithms. They didn't know the full story behind why I cared so much. They just saw a guy who had lived through the chaos and came out with insights. But when I stepped on that stage, I knew exactly what I was doing. I talked about how truth doesn't vanish just because someone edits it out. How reputation can be rewritten not by PR, but by patience. How justice in the digital age isn't about destroying someone, it's about revealing what they worked so hard to hide. After the talk, people came up to shake my hand, thank me. A few even shared their own stories of being canceled, misunderstood, or silenced. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel like a victim. I felt like someone who'd turned pain into purpose. But there was one moment I'll never forget. A young woman approached me after the panel. She looked nervous, clutching her phone like a lifeline. Are you Ethan Moore? She asked. I nodded. She smiled faintly. I just wanted to say thank you. I was one of Avery's fans. Back then, I believed everything she said about you. But after your story came out, I realized how easy it is to get manipulated online. You taught me to question things, to look deeper. I didn't know what to say, so I just smiled back. Then maybe I said it was all worth it. Months later, while organizing some files, I stumbled upon a folder on my drive. Project Reversal. The name felt ancient now, a relic of a war long won. Inside were screenshots, data logs, timestamps, everything I'd used to expose her. I hovered over the delete key for a long time. Then I pressed it. Because I didn't need revenge anymore. I'd already turned it into something better, redemption. And that brings me here to this post. Yeah, I know Reddit loves a good revenge story, but this isn't about revenge anymore. It's about truth. About how a single lie, wrapped in tears and filters, can ruin a person's life. And how the same internet that destroyed me gave me the tools to rebuild smarter, stronger, and free. Avery disappeared from social media not long after her final apology. No one knows what she's doing now. Maybe she's trying to start fresh somewhere new. Maybe she's learned, maybe not. But her name still floats around in digital corners, a case study, a meme, a warning. Don't pull an Avery, people say when someone fakes authenticity for clout. Funny thing is, I didn't need to lift a finger anymore. The internet took care of the rest. Now, I run my own consultancy. I help brands and creators build authenticity campaigns, teaching them how to stay real in a world addicted to filters and trends. Sometimes, I even tell my story at workshops, just without the names. I talk about a friend who got destroyed by lies, who learned to fight back without breaking the law or screaming into the void. And every time, people listen. Because deep down, everyone's scared of being misunderstood online. Everyone's seen what happens when the mob turns on you. And everyone secretly wants to believe that there's still a way to win, not with anger, but with truth. So yeah, that's my story. She humiliated me in front of millions. I didn't fight her offline. I just showed the world who she really was using the same screen she hid behind. And if there's one thing I learned, it's this. Revenge isn't about rage. It's about rhythm. And I made sure every click, like, and share hit right where it hurt. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the story. We have so many more amazing stories coming your way, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to reach 100K subscribers by the end of this year, and we'd love for you to be part of this journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.